If you use high quality, you're going to use a shorter period and you attain the market size early, harvest early, and stock again. If you overcrowd, the first thing you are likely to experience is competition for resources, both space and the food or the feeds that you're providing, and then so on.
And what do I mean by intensifying tilapia culture? Well, see that top pond? That's what we call extensive culture, all right? Where you just don't feed the ponds, you let natural productivity and you can grow fish. You have to grow fish at a very low density. The bottom one is where we fertilize the ponds, okay? And we increase the productivity of the ponds, and you produce algae and zooplankton, and then the little tilapia will eat off that. We really want to shoot for that because that's free. You just pay for the fertilizers, but the feed is natural, and all the young tilapia will feed on that because they're on them. When we do semi-intensive culture, we use fertilization, as shown below, and we have to supplement the fish growth with commercial feeds. So we use both. We try to maximize both, and when we do that, we can stock 40 to 60,000 fish per hectare.
You use your water in the fish pond and reuse it again after harvesting. We also looked at using best quality feed. We saw that from our Professor Russell, he talked to us about the practices that they do in Philippines. And we realized that you can use very little quality feed to have a very high harvest, and that will show that you get a profit, and you've also saved the expenses you would have used. You should not overstock. We looked at drainage. Just to summarize, as a best management practice, we said, and we agreed here, that to drain your pond, ensure your drainage system is draining your water from the surface so that your dikes will remain strong. You also avoid soil erosion. Another best management practice we looked at was the water that you are using in your fish pond. You should not just waste it after, assuming that you say that you drain it. Use that water effectively. How? Like you can fertilize it in other plants like vegetables, so that the manure that was in that fish pond is used effectively. Yes, thank you very much. I think that's what we've learned. And just a little, I would say I appreciate a lot because of this workshop on behalf of the farmers. I think I knew zero on best management practices. I just knew fish farming, and I'm very glad I've learned a lot, and I'm promising that in the near future, my area of jurisdiction, Gatundu South, we shall be #1 in practicing the best management practices. Thank you.
With the time, I think we have come from very far. I'm talking of a span of about 25 years of being in this industry. And what I see now in the last 5 years is more than what I saw in the last 20 years in agriculture. You get farmers even calling us all the way from Western to assist in propagation of catfish, in provision of broodstock, and in technical advice. And this is the kind of thing that we want to see you farmers developing. We want people to be calling you to help them develop their facilities, provide them with broodstock, give them advice, and even to train other farmers to do this kind of business.
Anytime I come to Kenya, I'm very happy with the way I see the enthusiasm of the farmers, the cooperation from the ministry and the fisheries officers. I'm always encouraged that way. And we've been doing this for a while. And one of the things that we've talked about in the past is how from the way we've been successful with you, how we can help other countries around us, like Tanzania, Uganda, other places, to also grow in fish farming. So my personal comment is that I'm very happy with what you are doing, but let's take it one more step and help our neighboring countries. And that would be very good of you if we are able to move it that step forward. So thank you very much. I encourage you to continue to doing what you are doing, but do more, to help others.
Where we are in terms of fish farming is towards the very end of activities in static pond culture. Because under the CRSP program, we started with farmers on pond construction. We trained over 300 fish farmers on how to construct a fish pond. Mark my words, I'm saying constructing a what?
A fish pond.
I cannot expect any farmer I've trained to say, I'm digging a pond. We do not dig ponds. We moved you from constructing a fish pond to managing a fish pond, to record keeping, to looking at fish farming as a business. And now that you have produced, our focus the last 2 years has been on marketing of fish. Value chain addition is our concern now. And finally, the environmental issues which you are here for. And the reason why we are looking at the environment is as we continue using public waters, we must be concerned about its quality. Quality in terms of the water that comes into our fish pond and the water that we discharge to the public.
We know there is money in fish farming, but we've learned that we can become better with less input, but just doing the right thing. From what we've learned here and from the number of people who are gathered here today, one of the messages that we want to give to Purdue, CRSP project, to the ministry, and to you, Bona, Fisheries Secretary, is that you have a guarantee that this will trickle down. Every person represented here should be able to reach out to about 10 farmers, which means we'll be able to replicate this quite a long way to come. Thank you for giving us this opportunity yet again to bring us together. It's not easy. I would want to thank Mr. Masharia and Judy and the students who have played a big role. Some of them persevering us as the contact farmers. It has not been easy for them also. But also being able to share this opportunity in 2 days. It sometimes looks very short, but it looks long when you realize the number of people that we've been put together with. So thank you very much. Thank you back to the project. Thank you, ministry, because without the ministry, this would never have been possible. True or false? True. So can you give one big clap to the project and another big clap to the ministry? Yeah, ministry bigger. Yeah,